to walk you through the process of how I 3D print full-size wearable helmets on my Bambu Lab X1 Carbon or the Bambu Lab P1P. This could also be applicable to other smaller formatted 3D printers. However, we are going to be focusing specifically on these Bambu Lab machines. Now, the very first thing that you're going to need is a file that you can run off in 3D print, like this example of a Kang the Conqueror helmet from the upcoming Ant-Man movie that I found over on the Nico Industries new membership website that allows you to download files, like unlimited amount of files, including all of the helmet and other cosplay files that Nico has over on NicoIndustriesMembership.com. Yes, this video is being sponsored by Nico, so a huge thank you to Nico for sponsoring today's video. And if you're interested in checking out all of these amazing, and it's like insane how many files. So again, it's like 10 bucks a month. You get, it's like over 300, 400 files. It's insane, absolutely insane. So many helmets that you can run off in 3D print. But what I wanted to mention is you're specifically gonna need to find, if you're looking to print a helmet in one piece on the X1 Carbon or the P1P, you need to find a relatively slim fitting helmet here, like the Kang helmet or this Magneto helmet that I'm gonna be showing you here in more detail. And you can obviously print other larger files, but you're just gonna have to cut them up so that you can actually wear them. It's a little snug. Now, if you have an iPhone and you haven't already used Scandy Pro or one of the other many 3D scanning apps that's available, you can actually create a 3D scan of your head, which is fantastic for actually having a file that's going to proportionally fit your head when it comes to scaling these cosplay helmets and other files that you want to fit specifically on that body part of choice. However, if you don't have an iPhone or don't just want to scan your own body, I have a set of Cosplay Calipers that you can download over on printables.com. And over on those files, I have a .3mf file that's specifically designed for the build plates of the X1 Carbon and the P1P that'll allow you to print those calipers in just an hour. And then you can start taking measurements of your head or other body parts and using that information to help guide the scaling process for the pieces that you're wanting to print. One additional thing that I'll typically do is take my files and bring them into something like Mesh Mixer along with my 3D scan of my head, which will allow me to better get an idea of what scaling I need to work with in order for that particular piece to fit my head. And it looks like the Magneto helmet that I'm wanting to print on the X1 Carbon, I need to scale down to about 90% scale in order for it to tightly fit my head. Now, once you have your scaling information, you can either export the file at that appropriate size, or you can take your file and bring it into Bambu Studio and rescale it there, and then start looking into orienting the file on the build plate and seeing how it will best fit on that particular build plate. Now, keep in mind, not all helmets or cosplay pieces are going to be able to fit on the build plate no matter how you orient them. So keep that in mind. You might end up having to slice these up. But again, if it's a relatively tight fitting helmet, you might be able to fit it here on the build volume of the X1 Carbon. Now, I almost always like to print my helmets vertically here instead of upside down, which you've seen people do in the past. If you print them vertically, all you have to do is typically put supports around the perimeter of that particular helmet so that's nice and supported. Nothing on the inside dome area. You can end up putting just a support blocker in there and it will prevent supports from generating, and what will end up happening is as it's printing, it will just print over on top of itself. You might end up with a little bit of stringing on the inside, but that dome shape should end up supporting itself. There are a few additional things that I would recommend changing before running off and slicing and printing your helmets. The first one being adding a variable height layer to the top dome portion of your helmet. So that'll help just further smooth out any sort of ringing that you might see on the top dome of your helmet. The other is going into the quality section and scrolling all the way down to the bottom and under advanced, turning off only one wall on top surfaces. This has shown to help just greatly improve the overall ringing effect that shows up on top of things like domes here by disabling that setting. You are still going to end up with ringing around the top portion of your helmet, but by turning that off, it really helps decrease the effect of it. And before you run off and 3D print your helmet, I highly recommend that you run off and slice off the bottom portion or a section of your helmet and print that, a much smaller section that will take maybe a half an hour to an hour to print, just as a way for you to see if this will actually fit before you print it. Look at this here. I thought I had this scaled perfectly correctly. I went off and 3D printed the helmet and it doesn't bit. It's too tight and I can't get it out of my head. However, if you run into that scenario right there, you can always try and use a heat gun to help warm up some of the sections of the print so that you can actually end up fitting it on your head. It's still a little tight here. Hopefully I don't get this stuck in. Ugh. There we go. I got Kang's helmet on and it is super tight. Probably gonna have to rescale this and print it again. It's gonna rip off my ears. Now, unfortunately, even if you do everything that I'm recommending in this video, you could still end up with print failure after print failure after print failure. I really wish I could say I had this down and perfected, but unfortunately, your 3D prints can have a mind of its own. So here I end up having some prints where the supports ended up failing multiple times while trying to print my Magneto helmet. I then had a print where the Magneto helmet fully printed properly. Unfortunately, just the details of it look absolutely horrendous on one side. And I think it has to do more with the filament than anything, because I was able to then run off and reprint this for the 4th time. It took 4 attempts for me to actually get this to print properly in one piece here, and it looks fantastic. And this was a 9.5 hour print. That is just insane. And now that I've got all the supports removed, let's see how this fits. All right, it's a little bit snug right on the top of my head here, so I probably could have gone up by like 1 or 2% in my scaling, which I believe would have still fit here on the X1 Carbon or the P1P. But let me know what you guys think about printing full-size one-piece helmets here on these Bambu Lab 3D printers. And keep in mind that if your files are too large for the printer, don't be afraid to cut them up and just print them in separate pieces. You can end up welding them back together again and then wearing them as needed. Nothing should prevent you from having to print those parts that you're interested in 3D printing. I also want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters for your continued support. If you're interested in more information about my Patreon, you can find links to that down below. And let me know if you have any other tips or suggestions on 3D printing things like helmets here on these Bambu Lab 3D printers that just print stupidly fast. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Are they perfect? No, but are they pretty dang close? Yeah, it's pretty impressive with how fast these things print and the quality that they're able to spit them out at. Hey, thanks so much for watching, you all, and I'll see you next time.